It's a monthly gig club, the Good Karma Club, and it's gone on tour. Now, it's the second night of the tour. We are in Birmingham. Sorry guys, my voice is completely dead.
I'm with you, it's fine, it's fine.
Sign of a good night though, I think.
Exactly.
So let's talk about how you set up the Good Karma Club and why did you begin to do that?
So I set it up in January 2016, so it's 3 and a bit years old now. And it's my little baby. I'm so proud of it. It's amazing to see how it's grown. So I set it up because I love new music and I love seeing music live especially. And in London there are lots of gig nights, but it felt like there were lots of big ones, not ones for like new bands to start. Yeah, exactly. So I wanted a night where I could just give a platform really to new bands, and like I've always kept the nights quite like intimate, so people can come along and it's just like quite a good vibe. There's not like, it's not like too music industry cool, or it's not like, you know, too big a night. It's just there so everyone can have fun. And now we're 3 years in and we've done 2 UK tours, which is amazing. And then I took the night to South by Southwest, the biggest new music festival in the world, last month, and it got an amazing reaction there as well. So yeah, I just really enjoyed watching it grow, to be honest.
I can imagine. That sounds great. It's all about networking and giving people platforms and opportunities, particularly up-and-coming bands.
Yes.
Which is what my blog does a lot. I love supporting up-and-coming bands because I think they're at the heart of the industry. Really.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the thing, they're the ones looking for the opportunities. And if they don't get these opportunities, then they can never become the headline bands in the future.
And nothing moves forward either.
So. Exactly. So yeah, I just try and help new bands as much as possible. So it's like new bands or new singers or new MCs. Like the night is very eclectic, and it's just it's basically just people that I love, that I want to see live, and then I want to share them with other people as well. So yeah, it's just fun.
So you kicked off the tour last night in Bristol. How was that?
Bristol was really fun. So I'd never put on a gig in Bristol before. I'd been to Bristol a couple of times to DJ, but never put on a gig there. So it was at Rough Trade in Bristol. So obviously it's a record shop, but then you kind of like walk around the corner and the venue's in there. And the crowd there were amazing, actually, really receptive to the music. And just really good fun. So that was a really good way to start off the tour. But Birmingham tonight, we need to talk about that.
The voice, I mean, it clearly shows a good
we're
time.
both struggling, aren't we? Which is a sign of a very good night. So look, we did the tour last year, the Good Karma Club tour, and Birmingham again was one of my favourite stops. And it did take me by surprise, if I'm honest, because I went to Warwick Uni, so I spent a lot of time like going out in Birmingham and stuff. And when I was at uni, I was a little bit frustrated because there wasn't really a music scene. There wasn't places to like go and see gigs and stuff. There was like a few DJ nights and stuff, but nothing for like bands and new musicians. So I came to Birmingham like, oh, it'll be fun and it'll be nice for me to be back because it's like the good old days. And actually I got to Birmingham, came to Mama Ruth's, and I was like, what is this? This is madness, and it's so much fun. So it's amazing that it happened again tonight. So it wasn't a fluke, it's just Birmingham love new music and they're a great crowd.
Nice one, team.
Yes, Birmingham.
So
Madlands,
yeah, that's it, isn't it? Madlands.
That's it, it's happening.
So how do you begin to choose the bands that you're going to take on tour with you? What led you to Marsicans? Because they're an amazing band, right?
They're amazing.
Lovely guys, completely rate them.
Yeah.
So why them? Why did you?
So what I do kind of every year is kind of make a long list of all the bands that I'd love to take on tour with me. And what was amazing about this year and last year, actually, I've been so lucky to touch wood, and let's hope it continues, is that I make a list of bands that I love and I think would go down really well around the UK, and then approach them. And Mastercans were top of my list, and they were like, go on then Abbie, we'll come with you. So that's amazing. I've loved them for ages, probably about 3 years now. I've been onto their music and played it a lot. I mean, I've seen them at a couple of festivals, played them lots on Radio 1 as well, and I just think they're such a great band. All their songs are like so happy as well. They're like proper anthems, aren't they? I think even if you're having a bad day, you put on a Mastercan song and you're just like, yes, I love this.
Leeds Fest, they were incredible.
Oh yeah, amazing. Because I saw them at Reading Festival this year on the Radio 1 stage actually, and they just completely packed it out, and it was like everywhere they go they create this like party atmosphere. So I was like, that's going to be amazing, amazing seeing that happen around the UK, and they've not disappointed so far, and I've still got another 6 dates with them as well. So on a selfish level, getting to see one of my favourite bands live 8 times. Yes.
That's amazing. So being on Radio 1, BBC Introducing, being a TV and radio presenter, you have a prime position to be able to introduce people, to be able to find these new bands and to give them that spotlight. What's it like having that responsibility?
Oh God, when you put it like that, it's a bit scary. I know what you mean. I think with my job, one thing that that does like scare me a little bit is there's always so much music, isn't there? Like all the time, there's stuff everywhere. So I constantly feel like I have to be across everything and kind of listening to as much as possible. But what's great about something like BBC Introducing is there's 38 shows now around the UK, and we're all kind of representing different scenes. So I look after the one in Kent, but obviously there's ones for all kind of everywhere, and we can all shout about our best bands and best acts and stuff. So that's quite nice. That's a really good filtering system. And then in terms of stuff for Radio 1, I get emailed quite a lot of stuff. But I also like to just like get out and about and see things at gigs and see if I like the bands that way. Loads of searching online, but I always get the fear that I'm going to miss like the next big thing. I'm going to be miss like the next Adele or something and be like, oh whoops, that was silly. But so far so good.
So taking your advice, because you definitely know what you're talking about, which are the bands to watch this year, 2019?
Oh, okay, the bands to watch. I would definitely say if you love live music and like a real show, you need to go and see a band called Sports Theme. So I've been playing them a lot on my Introducing Kent show, and they are just unbelievable live. It's like once you go and see them, it's an experience you'll never forget. So Alex, the frontman, is like completely mesmerising, and he probably like struts around the stage. It's a bit like a Mick Jagger kind of character, which is great. And they've got loads of great songs. So I think they're going to do really well this year. A band called Seagulls are amazing as well. They just write really big kind of like indie anthems. I really, really like them. And there's so many bands. Yonica, I just think, are a great band that have been doing what they do for a little while now, and their album's finally going to come this year. Really, really excited about that.
Get behind them.
Really rate them. I mean, there's just so many.
Right,
I don't want to take up all your time, but there's loads of good ones at the moment.
Keep talking for ages, So finally, really, to sum it up, you're talking to, I've got lots of friends at home who want to be in bands, who are in bands.
Yeah.
What's your big message for young people today in what is a very competitive music scene?
Yeah.
How are you going to get your foot in the door?
How are you going to get your foot in the door? Okay, so a few things that I would recommend. So play as many gigs as possible, because I think that you learn every single time you play a gig. I think you can't always play good shows. Sometimes you play and there's not that many people there, but with each show you learn how to be a better musician and you learn your craft, and that's so important. The live part now of being a musician is kind of more important than ever. So play loads of shows, shout about what you're doing as much as possible, you know, use social media, network as much as possible, make sure you're talking to your local promoters, your local BBC Introducing show, everyone in your local scene, so you are like one of the most talked about bands locally. And number 3, it's always about the music. I think sometimes people get distracted about like image, or we're not as big as we wanted to be.
On social media.
Of course, like in the age that we're in, people get a bit obsessed with that, or it's like, we're not as big as we wanted to be, you know, in our first 6 months. Don't worry about that. Things sometimes take a little bit longer than you think, but as long as the music is brilliant, good music is always heard, and it will eventually find its right audience. And also make sure the music is like authentic as well, and it's from a really good place, because I think sometimes people start out with the best intentions, they're a really good band or they're a really good songwriter, and then they kind of change their sound so they sound like what people want to hear on the radio, and that's not the way to go. Be different and be authentic, and that always shines through, I think.
I guess it's a marathon, not a sprint, really, isn't it, at the end of the day?
Couldn't have put it better myself.
Well, thank you so much for talking to me, and I wish you all the best of luck for the rest of your tour.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for inviting us all down. So
You're very welcome.
I hope your voice feels better, my voice feels better.
Let's hope we get better soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.